Hi, David Friedman with MJIC Media here at the Marijuana Investor Summit's Cannabis Growth Capital Conference. Joined today by Eli Elias from the Capsule Consulting Group. Eli, thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here. Great to see you again.
Yes, you as well. So talk to us a little bit about Capsule Consulting Group. Fairly unique, different delivery system. People think about cannabis, they think about smoking, they think about vaping, they think about oil. What you guys are doing is more akin to a traditional medicine. Talk about the capsules.
Yeah, we see it that way exactly. The capsule has been pretty much the standard form of medicine delivery for the past 65 years. When people want to take their medicine, when something is ailing them, they take a capsule. It's natural to them. It's what we do. When you're sick with a headache, you take a acetaminophen capsule. When you're sick with a stomach ache, you take a Prevacid capsule. It's natural to us. So too, if this is going to be considered a medicinal product, we need to give it to our patients in a medicinal format as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I don't see a lot of companies, any companies really in the space that have embraced that. As far as you know, are you guys the only ones or the first ones? Or?
Well, we're a capsule manufacturer, so we produce the empty capsules.
Got it.
For people who want to go ahead and produce the fill material.
Okay, so you allow people to get into this
exactly
delivery method.
Well,
that's interesting.
We don't feel like we should monopolize the market. We could easily come out with a capsule of our own, but we feel like it's better for the industry as a whole to have multiple types of capsules so that the research can be done. And see, this strain is good for this one, this grower strain is good for this ailment, and we can categorize these. And the way that the dosage system allows in capsules, that's not the right way. The way the capsule delivery is designed is so that you're receiving the exact allotted amount. You can trace that. You can track what patients are consuming and see how they like it in different milligram dosages. If one company were to be doing it, it wouldn't necessarily be as great as if everyone were doing it, which is our goal.
Right. Well, also, I would think one of the advantages of taking this approach is that because you're not dealing with the plant and you're servicing the people who do deal with the plant, you're not restricted by the interstate commerce rules that a lot of the other companies have to deal with. And you can go from a single location to any state or really any country in the world and allow your business to scale up that way.
That's very true. As an ancillary business, it's definitely been a more strategic way to enter the industry. It's less risk, and we feel that we're able to extend our reach larger than if we were to, say, create our own cannabis capsule that had our own fill material in it.
Yeah. Now, you have experience. Your team has experience in the capsule business. It's not like you just decided to wake up one morning and, we're going to produce capsules for the cannabis industry. What was the reason behind the decision to getting into cannabis?
So we found that we looked at the space and we saw that the very few producers that were producing on their own without anybody's help were typically doing so from third-party Chinese capsule sources, and they're marketing this as a medicinal product. And these capsules a lot of the times have contaminations with different metals and different other chemicals that were used in the manufacturing process. As a capsule manufacturer of quality capsules, we weren't about to allow that to happen. We said, look, we have the same exact pricing as our competition in China, yet these are a safe go-to capsule for cannabis use. It's guaranteed. We've done the stability tests on our capsules to ensure they're supreme. And we just decided to enter the space, offering this as a premium capsule product, the go-to source for the cannabis industry.
Got it. So you manufacture here in the United States?
We have one facility out in Colombia and one facility out in Windsor, Canada.
Okay.
Both are FDA approved and CGMP certified. So they're held to the same standards as we do here in the States.
So can you talk a little bit about the testing that goes on in manufacturing a capsule and how that benefits or matters to the end user?
Well, we test every batch that comes out of our facilities for impurities, for irregularities, to make sure that what's going onto the shelf and inevitably into our patients is a quality product. It's one thing to say that you have a quality fill material, but what good does that quality fill material do if it's encased in something that's not quality itself?
Right.
You're ingesting both.
Right.
One of them gets dissolved arguably quicker than the other. You want that to be a quality product, something that doesn't necessarily harm the patient, but rather is going to do the medicinal benefit that it's intended to do.
So are there different types of capsules, or are there different types of materials? I mean,
so basically it's split up into two, and then those two go into different varieties, but typically they're made from either vegetarian cellulose, which is HPMC, or gelatin. We produce our gelatin from kosher certified animals, so they're HUFK certified and halal certified as well. So they're a premium product, from the nature of their manufacturing process.
Got it.
But for those who need the vegetarian or vegan option, we do have the cellulose-based capsules as well.
Interesting. So The product that goes into the capsule, is it oils? It's not plant material, right?
So you could. That's the interesting part.
And are people
very
doing
versatile. As the capsule manufacturer of empty capsules, it's kind of up to our producers as to what they want to produce.
Got it.
I have people that are doing flower-based capsules, albeit there's some inconsistencies there, and there's plenty of reason why you would want to go for a concentrate. But the bulk of the industry is going towards the oils and the viscous liquids and the concentrates and fill materials like that.
Got it.
They see it as their home, although it's in the long run cheaper to encapsulate a powder and probably are easier and faster. The machinery is more sophisticated. People seem to be comfortable with the oils, so that's what we're catering to. And the HPMC capsule that we produce is, one of the most perfect for holding those viscous oils.
Interesting. So, this is an industry that's nascent, that doesn't arguably have a tremendous amount of sophistication. Even the large-scale cultivators and dispensaries are still learning a lot, and I would imagine that the last thing on their mind is understanding the capsule business. Do you guys provide consulting to these manufacturers and how to get into that business and why it's a benefit and help educate them?
Absolutely. That's the other half of our business. The other half is setting people up who have a cultivation center, who have a vertical integrated dispensary, producers, processors. We help them in-house set up their own encapsulation system, whether it be finding them the right machine for their setup, installing that machine, giving them tech support, training their staff on how to use it. We kind of cover everything from A to Z. So if a person wants to get into the industry via capsules, they would call us, and we basically are a turnkey solution for anything capsule related.
Got it. And do you have a direct sales force? Is there a distribution? How are you guys getting the word out there? And first of all, how long have you been doing this in the cannabis industry?
So we've been doing this almost about a year now.
Oh, okay.
We started off pretty strong. We've been marketing state by state, trying to get each state on board. But at the end of the day, it's about patient compliance. And so long as the patients are comfortable taking their medicine in this format, the producers will inevitably migrate towards this delivery system, inevitably giving us the business as well.
So direct sales force, distribution, both?
It's a combination of everything. We like to hit the market hard. We like to make sure that we are the go-to source for cannabis capsules, at least the empty shells, and everything capsule related. So we market on plenty of different fronts.
Gotcha. And you're a private company, correct?
This is correct.
And is this self-funded? Is this something that you went out and raised capital for?
So we did not raise capital. We stem from a nutraceutical capsule manufacturer who saw the benefit of getting into this space, more than just the monetary incentive, but rather there's a need for a go-to source for cannabis capsules, at least the empty shells, and we're here to provide that. It's we obviously see the monetary incentive, and that's why everyone's here at the end of the day, but it's more than that. We need to be able to give our patients the right medicine and in a format that they're accustomed to taking it in.
Gotcha. So you're really hyper-focused on the medical market and the benefits that the product brings to the patients, and doing that in a manner that's consistent with what they're used to in other forms of medicine.
I'd say so, but there's also another aspect to it, the recreational capsule.
Okay.
I see it as the capsule provides a smokeless option for those who don't necessarily want to combust their material or consume it in a way that's arguably bad for their health in terms of a high-calorie edible or something like that. So on that front too, yes, it's about patient compliance, but it's also about user compliance too. On the recreational side, they deserve to have an option that's not a high-calorie edible and not a combustible flower.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's very interesting. What do you think about the industry so far? You've been in it for a year. You see it as a growth industry? Do you see the federal issues and the banking issues? Are they affecting you? What are the challenges, and what do you like about it so far?
The biggest challenge is education. As the capsule guy, it's not something that we're accustomed to in the industry, so we really do have to hit it hard with the education.
Got it.
Make sure that not only the patients are on board, but the producers are on board. And at the end of the day, the doctors are on board too, because they're the ones who are prescribing the medication to the patients. They're the ones who went to school for this, and they need to be comfortable with giving this medicine to their patients. Right now, we have a system called the recommendation system. Doctors recommend the use of cannabis for their patients. Mm-hmm. What we're trying to do is trying to migrate that over to a prescription. Rather than recommending the use of cannabis, I prescribe cannabis for your ailment in this specific amount, at this dosage, with this strain. You see that as the future, and that's how we're going to progress. But it all starts with education with the doctors. As long as they're comfortable prescribing this medicine, mm-hmm. the producers will be comfortable producing the medicine, and the consumers will be fine consuming the medicine as well.
So how are you going about that? Do you have an outreach program? Are you going door to door, knocking on the doctors' doors? I mean, it can't be easy. Education's never easy.
We are a premium capsule manufacturer, so if a person is in the market for capsules, they do their research, we're going to come up at the top of the list.
Gotcha.
Our competition is not competition because they don't produce the same level of quality capsule that we do.
Okay.
And ours are specifically designed for cannabis use, so they're meant to hold either a cannabis powder or a cannabis liquid without leakage. And even if you're in a state that's prone to leakage, such as Arizona or any of these more high temperature states, we offer banding machines as well to put a seal around the capsule to make sure that everything that's in there stays in there.
Cultivators, dispensaries, are you skewing more towards one or the other in terms of who your client base is, or not so much?
Anyone who has a hand on the flower, who can produce a cannabis capsule that could benefit someone else, is my client. I see it as, I don't discriminate between, oh, this is a producer, this is a cultivator. At the end of the day, if you can help a patient, by all means, you should be.
So if a dispensary wants to theoretically manufacture their own capsules, even though they're purchasing their oils or flowers from a cultivator, they can still get into that business.
So long as they have the proper licensing to do so, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, assuming they have the license.
Yes.
So they can get the equipment from you, they can get the consulting from you, the materials from you, and they can private label.
Operation.
Interesting. And so if a producer wants to learn more about you or avail themselves of your services, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, we do have our website. It's pretty simple. It's www.cannabiscapsules.com. And they could also give us a call at 1-800-852-9238. We're available pretty much all hours of the day. We work very hard and we like to get things done in a very efficient manner. So if anyone ever needs any capsules, that's where you call. That's where you go to online.
Terrific. Well, thanks for joining us today, Eli.
Pleasure having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, all the best.
Thanks.